Okay, I'm going to show you how to do a holding stitch, or how to begin and end your thread. So the first thing you're going to do is knot your thread. Thread your thread and then knot it at the end. And I've got this leaf here, and I'm going to be doing an outline of, say, a chain stitch. So this is how I would begin that. You're going to, from the top, the right side up of your fabric, you're going to bring your needle down, and the knot is going to stay on the surface. And then you're just going to bring it back up on that line so that when you stitch over the top, this is going to be hidden. And you're just going to do a really tiny little stitch. Make sure you don't go through the same hole you came up through, but go very close by. And you're going to get just that little holding stitch. Do you want to do that twice? And you can see them there. Got one right there and one right there. And then I'm just going to bring it right up here where I'm going to start my stitch and my outlining. Before I start stitching though, I'm going to take this knot and I'm going to cut it off. We've got a really clean holding. You have no knots in the back. And then I would just start, I'm going to do a chain. Start, chain stitch, and continue with your stitching. The other thing you can do is, if, say, you're going to fill in this whole leaf right here, it's going to maybe be a satin stitch or a trellis stitch or something that's pretty tight and that you can't see through the fabric through, then you can go ahead and just do a holding stitch right in there. You don't have to do it along the dotted line. Pretty much put your holding stitches anywhere that's going to get covered by a stitch, a decorative stitch on top. So there you go. And finishing, same exact thing. You would just do, let's say I'm done with that chain, I want to change a color. I'm going to do 2 holding stitches. And then I'm going to bring it back up and cut my thread. Okay, I have flipped over my embroidery, and this is the back side now, and I am going to show you how to start and finish a thread if you can't do a holding stitch. And there are situations where that will be the case, especially when you are, say, close to finishing your project. You may have already filled in all the areas where you could do a holding stitch, or filled in all the lines where you could do holding stitch. So in that case, what you're going to do is you're just going to flip it over to the back, and you're going to put your thread back through the stitches that you've created. And you want to be really careful when you do this, because while you're putting your needle and your thread through, this can kind of mess up the tension, and you don't want to affect the stitches on the surface on the other side of the fabric. You don't want to mess that tension up. And this is especially the case if you have like thick wool thread that you're putting through tiny stitches. You just don't want to do that. So really just take care. Try not to affect it too much, and then you're just gonna cut your thread.